Hello, my friends. Hello. It's Saturday. I'm going to spin today. This is all I have left of the gradient bat. So, how are ya? Grab a project. Hello, hello. Just adjusting the tension on my wheel. I think my wheel has to go in to visit the Hansons. I'm still having trouble with it stopping out of the blue. Hello, Chris. How are ya? This is just a pop-up for today. I'll still be there tomorrow. We're okay. Thanks, Eileen. How are you? Okay. Um, okay. Thank you. I kind of don't want to talk about it. I just want to, try to start getting back in the swing. We're okay. Hello, Cecilia. How's Sweden today? It's raining here. Lee was watching reruns. I'm just finishing the bat, and it matches my shirt. This is all that's left. I know. Hey, Jody. Eileen just started a new sweater. I'd love to know what the pattern is. I finally started the sleeves for John's Belfast cardigan. So, my gosh, 3 weeks already, Margarita. Margarita, did Jerry find a job yet? Hi, Jerry. How are ya? Hello, Carrie. Hugs to you, Tracy. Thanks, Mel. It's just growing. My layers are growing out, and I had shorter bangs, and now they're kind of, you know. Hey, Elizabeth. Jerup, hello. I know you're early if you're here. My goodness. Cecilia said rain and sun in a rainbow mix. That's nice. Thank you, Carrie. I washed it. And you guys, you asked last time what I did different. I did part it on the other side, so maybe that's what people are noticing. I don't know. I think it might just be the part. So what are you guys up to this weekend? Except for Jerup because it's Monday there, right? Or just about to be? Is it what time? It's Monday. Barely. Okay. Margarita said he's working for the bandwagon. If anyone needs a band instrument, send them our way. Okay. Oh, Lee said, can't wait till the combing video. I've been a combing fool. I will post pictures later. Carrie said, washing does sometimes make a new style. In my hair, it totally makes a new style. My hair is different every day. And I did do a hair mask on it. So maybe that can sometimes change the texture. Eileen said it's called Tree Light by Jennifer Steingass. I probably said it wrong. I saw it today at the Woolly Thistle and suddenly knew what to do with the sweater quantity of yarn I had sitting around. I'm going to have to look it up. That does sound kind of familiar. And I have some of Jennifer's patterns. Tracy said, trying to stay cool. It's going to be hot here. How hot is it, Tracy? Oh, my goodness. Oh, Sunday, right. It's not Sunday here. Oh, my goodness. I totally messed up my days because this week has been a blur. Okay, Drew said I stayed up to watch a live Indigo dying 2 a.m.-ish Sunday. Right. Hello, Abir. Cindy said putting together a sewing cart table will finally have a place to sew and store it all. How nice. I've looked at some of the fancy ones before. I just have a desk. I mean, it's good. I'm fine, but... Mel said we went to the state fair last night. So much fun. We ate all the food. I love going for fair food. Carrie asked, ooh, I need a hair mask. Are you able to share the name? I like the Eva NYC. It's in a kind of like a coral jar. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I can send you a picture of it, Carrie, if you want. I get it at Sally's because that brand is cruelty free, and I only use cruelty free makeup and personal care stuff, because I'm just weird like that. Cecilia said it's Saturday here too. Cecilia said in Sweden it's Saturday, I think. I think you're like 5 hours ahead, or maybe it's four. I don't know exactly. I think in the UK it's 5 hours. Tracy said over 100. Monday predicted to be 106. Ugh. I'm washing fleece, guys. Elizabeth said, Cindy, that's exciting. It is very exciting. I love a new place to organize. Lee said some idiot hit the gas main for the town on Friday, so now we are waiting for consumers to come bleed the lines. So Stinky Me is staying home till they come. Oh gosh, that sounds awful. So no hot water. Eileen said, hey, fiber friends. Looks like we were all sitting around waiting for Trish to invite us for drinks. Well, I mean, I originally had planned 2 pop-ups this week. So I only got 1 in, but I'm going to get back on track next week. So if there's stuff you've been waiting for, hopefully soon it'll be going. So, okay, Carrie, it's 5:15. Okay, so it is 5 hours different. That's what I thought. Carrie said, I'm working on that commission, dyeing the superwash you sent. Okay, good. How's it going? I love how superwash takes dye. Jody said, what does half off free shipping mean? Well, we know what half of nothing is. Mel said, just getting ready to cake up my hand spun sock yarn. Chris said, Abir, your sweater is gorgeous. It is. I am kind of loving that sweater. Yes, Carrie said life happens for sure. Hey, Andy. Terry said good morning. Mel said that sweater is gorgeous. It is. Carrie said so far so good. Eileen said please don't feel bad. I know. I appreciate it a lot, Eileen. And I can't say that I do feel bad because honestly, I would have been nothing but a wet blanket. So, which I know some people are like, it's okay, just come and be a wet blanket. But I think, it's just kind of like my way of doing things. Cindy said the company put it on sale and sent it at no charge. You mean your sewing table got sent at no charge? Beer said the sweater exceeded my expectations. Look at this. I'm getting so excited. That's awesome, Cindy. So what are the weekend plans though? John is hunting. He's on his way back though. You know. So I was single for the weekend. Just me and Louie. Hey Sonny. I've been spinning a ton. I've been weaving a lot, and I'm working on the sleeves on John's cardigan, and that's about all. And washing fleece. I guess I've been doing a lot, actually. Mel said I had a tooth pulled this week. Not fun. No kidding. I hope you got a snow cone at the fair to make it better. So Cecilia asked, is anyone thinking of doing the Stephen West mystery knit along? Is anyone doing it? Someone must be. The last one, a bunch of you guys did. That shawl, or has there been one in between? Elizabeth said, I'm working on a sock and a baby blanket. I want to spin, but not sure I'll be able to get to it. Elizabeth, how are things going with your house? Margarita said, I hope you have been working on new towels. I'm ready for some new ones. I am working on new towels. I did an all-white warp, and I am changing the weft color on each towel. And it has been going so well and so easily because that new method I tried worked so much better. And it was so easy. It's a lot of steps still, but like none of it's hard to do, and it turned out so good. So I'm having a lot of success with it. It's going quickly. A beer said I'm finishing the hat that will match fingerless gloves. My sister gets one every year. That's sweet. Do you make something else like every year as a gift for a certain person? I make socks for my best friend for her birthday every year. Terry said hit the like button. If you think of it, please do. Carrie said as soon as you said Stephen West, I said nope. I don't do his mystery ones either because I don't like them all. And so I just wait until they're done. Eileen said not doing any mystery knit-alongs ever. If I'm going to invest that much in wool and time, I want to know for sure I will love the outcome. Basically, that's how I feel too. And I feel like for me, a lot of what he has done has been hit or miss, whether I'll like it or not like it. So Margarita said I can't wait to get some. You got some already, right, Margarita? Did you get some of the rainbow ones? Gemma said, yay. Glad I managed to catch the live. Hey, Gemma. I have seen your channel before. She said, I'm spinning with the EEW Nano while I have some dyed alpaca on the hob. Mel said I need to crack out a baby hat. Anyone have a cute baby hat for like a 3 to 6 month old? Oh gosh, there's so many. Andy said finishing the body of my vanilla sweater plus a pretty cable hat for my BFF. Wow, you guys are busy. Cindy said woke up to a gift of a baby mouse from our cat. I have to remember it's very sweet of him, but I can't stand it. I know he's doing what he's supposed to do, but it's still like blah, blah, blah. Elizabeth said, well, they still haven't patched the holes from the leak, though the leak itself is fixed. The electrician is done, but there's a crack in the garage floor. At least 3 more weeks. I'm sorry. This part must be kind of hard. Good morning, Morgan. Carrie said, a beer. I love his old stuff, the classic lines. I've made a glacier shawl a few times. His mystery knit-alongs, I'm with Trish. I don't like most of them. I would say I'm 50-50. And interestingly, on the last one, I saw some where I was like, I think it was maybe the color combos. I saw some where I was like, that's awesome. And then some where I was like, no. And I think it was the color combos. But he's a very innovative designer. I feel like even if you're not a fan of his designs, he is really talented. A beer sad hat and gloves for my sister and the birthday sweater. This will be my friend's 12th sweater. What a good friend. Cecilia said, that's very sweet. I like the tutorial side of Steven, but I agree they can be special. Risa, hello. It is Labor Day in the U.S. or Labor Day weekend. Margarita said I got the Christmas ones. Oh, yes, that's right. I am going to do some rainbow ones really soon. Now that I feel comfortable warping my loom, I'm just like so excited. So I'm going to do a new set of the rainbow ones using kind of like the same proportions, let's say. Oh, there's a bug in here. Cindy said I did his Rockefeller shawl way back when and loved it. Did the shawlography, but still, that's the one. It is huge. Elizabeth said, so far I've only ever wanted to do his rain or shine shawl. I started it a few weeks ago. That's coincidence. Eileen said, our cats always bring live mice in. I don't think our cats understand their job description. You know what? We get a lot of people who have cats here get voles. I don't know if you guys know what they are, but Morgan said, stayed up late last night warping a scarf for my 3-year-old. I got a loom a few weeks back, and this is my 3rd scarf already. That's cool. It's a 16-inch Kromsky that I scored for $50. Carrie said, oh, welcome, Cecilia. This week for members, I'm going to be doing that live bat making, and I'm just gonna go for like a couple hours and just make one after the other. So Carrie said, exactly, I respect the talent but not my style. Some of them are my style, some of them I love. Abir said, I saw Wes at the Edinburgh Yarn Festival in 2019, but I didn't know who he was. Hi, Angie. Mel, your dog gets voles, really? Carrie said a beer. I bet he had a bunch of ladies around him. Margarita said we made 68 pounds of pulled pork the other night. We each got one sandwich. My son then ate the rest the next day. Teenagers. So Margarita, when our three younger ones were teenagers, we were camping a lot. And I would bring the crock pot with us, and I had this thing I did with a lamp timer. I would set it up to have like apple cinnamon oatmeal ready in the morning. And one time I made there was 5 of us. And I think I made 12 servings. And the next day, like John and I had kind of a normal, maybe 1.5 servings, but nothing too crazy. And they were gone. All of it, all the rest. So the next time I made like 18 servings. I was like, okay, I was hoping we'd have a little left over. They ate all of that. So we joke about the oatmeal situation because I used to be like, how are they doing that? Margarita said, put me down for a set of rainbows. I'm actually really excited. I got a huge box of yarn from Great Northern Weaving with the yarn I need for the rainbow towel. So I'm pretty excited. Sunny said, well, my dog threw up a bird in my house this summer. Can't believe I didn't get sick. Oh. Sometimes we just do what we gotta do. Andy said, Melanie, I wish mine would catch our voles. I do too. Yeah, Mel said, Margarita. LOL, teenagers eating machines. A beer said, Carrie, you are correct. My sister and I didn't understand what was happening. So there was like a whole big posse of women around him. Carrie said the oatmeal situation sounds like a great band. Well, I was telling him that it was a little bit like the dyeing, because last time I loaded the shop up, I threw like 50 dyed things in there. So 50 hanks of yarn or braids, and it was down to like 6 in, a couple of days. And he's like, it's like the oatmeal situation. Which is a wonderful situation. I appreciate it and I love it. Elizabeth has a question. She said, I was watching a video of floor loom front to back warping, and the rattle they use looked like it could be switched out for your warping bar. Do you think it could work? I have used my warping bar for a rattle the whole time I've had my loom. And what I do is put it on the back beam and zip tie it to the beam. And then I take, without pegs, and then I put the warp over it and separate it by the inches, like you do with a rattle. And then I put a peg in as I do that. So that's how I separate it. But, and I do that with the cross further back towards the heddles. I know this is getting technical for some of you. The cross further back towards the heddles. And so I then put the least sticks. That's how I always used to anyways. I then put the least sticks in closer to the heddles. But this time I tried Amy from the Woolery. I don't know her last name. I don't think she tells you her last name, but maybe I'm wrong. She has a warping video where she warps the other way, and she goes through the heddle and she uses that instead of a rattle, and it worked so great for me. I'm not going back. John helped me a little bit, but it was so smooth. And she also separates her least sticks. Again, this is getting technical for those of you who don't weave. I'm sorry. She separates them on either side of the heddles, because she says when they get hung up, you know how while they're crossing in between the least sticks, a lot of times they rub against each other and they get hung up on each other, get tangled and stuff. That's not the word she uses, but she separates them all the way across, and I did not have any hang-ups. It was crazy. Okay, sorry, that was long. So, let's see. Abir said, I'm sitting here knitting and watching This Old House. I love that show. My mom is worried. Is it with Bob Vila or the new guy? What's his name, Jerry? Morgan said, thanks, Cindy. It's been so fun. I've been loving how the scarves have turned out. It was fate that I found it, because my mom asked for a scarf for Christmas, and I hate knitting scarves. Isn't it fast, Morgan? Carrie said, I have some knitting friends who do his mystery knit alongs, and they always had some drama to share from all the ladies in the Ravelry group. What kind of drama? I need to know. Do they fight? Elizabeth said, Amazeball's money saver because I already have the warping bar. Yeah, you can use it, Elizabeth, and you don't have to zip tie it. You can just like tie it with, I like to do like a half bow. I'm sure you know what that is. But that other way worked for me so great. I just could hardly stand it. Mel said, yesterday I went to the Creative Arts Building at the fair. It is always a must-see. I am always amazed at the massive talent in our state. I'll post pics in the Facebook group. That would be awesome. I have been thinking that maybe I've never even thought about entering in the fair, even though I used to know. I used to knit with this young lady who, part of her job, she volunteered at the fair, and part of her job was bringing people, bringing the judges one project after another to judge, and she used to tell the funniest stories about the judges looking at those projects. Hi, Lisa. Eileen said yes, please to Mel. Carrie said drama, like piling on anyone who hinted they might not like the design or who wasn't rah rah, toxic. Oh. Are you asking, or is that what it is? I didn't know that. Morgan said, oh, don't worry, Trish. We'll all weave eventually and appreciate the technical talk. Weaving is so fast, 700 yards in 3 days. I have so much commercial yarn I've been struggling to use up. It is nice, right? For that reason. I mean, I have used up like 1,600 yards cones, those little cones of the cotton in the past week. So it's really been good to keep my mind, occupied. Cindy said one reason to get the sewing machine settled is to sew the edges of dish towels and washcloths off the loom. There you go, Cindy. I have some, if you want to test it, I have a whole set of Christmas dish towels waiting to be hemmed. And I would ship them to you. As a favor to you. Terry said, what size rigid heddle loom should you use to make a baby blanket? It depends on the size of the blanket you want. You can buy an Ashford that's 48 inches, but I feel like that might be kind of hard to manage. It's so big. Carrie said that's what it was. I didn't participate, so I don't know how prevalent that was or if I just heard the most entertaining stories. I did not hear about that. I honestly don't spend that much time on Ravelry except for like when something's going on, like Sock Madness and all that stuff. That's the only time. And even then I start out and I'm like, I'm gonna be so good and I'm gonna keep up, and then I just can't and I give up. Gemma said, I'm so tempted by all your weaving talk. I haven't done any yet, but I think I might be ready, maybe. It took me a long time. I fought it. I was like, I'm not going to weave. I'm not going to start another hobby, but I really do like weaving. Oh, I missed you all. Angie said, I just finished a jumbo bobbin full of 3-ply, and now it looks like it needs to be plied tighter. That's not too bad, though, Angie. Running it through will be really fast. Lisa said, I have to confess to rehoming the loom I had been holding for a couple years. Looks like weaving's not for me. Well, it's funny because the night before all that stuff happened, and before I started warping this time, I said to John, Maybe I should just sell that floor loom because I feel like I've got warping down on the rigid heddle. Like, I got this. But the floor loom, I really had only had maybe one successful warp. And he was like, that's what you always say before you master it. And then you're like, not master, but you know, you get to liking something. You feel good enough at it to like it. The same with the spinning. And he was right. Eileen said, sounds horrid, Carrie. I'm allergic to that mind of drama. Yeah. I don't want it either. Elizabeth said, we missed you too. I figured that, I mean, some of you guys would be missing each other. Even though I know we have lots of friendships that have sprouted off. It's so cool. Sally said I use Ravelry for the free patterns. There you go. Gemma's fighting the weaving bug. I don't blame you. It is hard to get involved in a new hobby when you know it's going to be like, a whole thing. It's got all those tools with it and everything. Oh, Andy said, we missed you. I appreciate you guys a lot. I will say that. And the understanding, I appreciate a lot. I was telling Carrie, it's like, if I had my accounting job, I could go there and get through a day and be okay. But it's different. This is different. I feel like I can't just sit here and cry for half an hour. Angie said, I haven't touched my loom in years. Threading up got harder on my back. I did enjoy it, though. All right. Stacy's inspired. I love it. Yep, like Lisa said, Michael seems to be doing well enough for all of us. He really took to it, didn't he? Elizabeth said, don't you hate it when someone knows you so well that they can predict what it's about to happen and you have to be all, darn it, they were right. He was so right. And also, I hate that I'm that easy to get discouraged. Amber said, hello, everyone. I'm listening along while I take a sledgehammer to the wall. Home repairs. Lisa said, sorry, the laughing made me cough. She said, sledgehammer is not repairing. Carrie said, you probably could sit and cry for a I'm sure I could, but, that's just going to bring everybody down. Eileen said, how can you still hear Amber? Yeah. Tracy said, bye guys, gotta get my outdoor chores done before it gets too hot. Bye Tracy, sorry. I gotta get in the garden and pick some tomatoes. Hello Victoria. Andy said, now I'm gonna have sledgehammer song in my head. Okay, can I just say, this is all I have left. Amber said, headphones, you gotta remove the old somehow. Right, that's right. Sometimes you can't make an omelet without a sledgehammer. Carrie said, you didn't quit though. You're the kind of person who works through discouragement, not who gets stopped by. I know that even though I get that feeling sometimes, it will go away and then I'll feel like I can do this, even though I've screwed it up so many times. Yes, Elizabeth asked, are you going to chain ply it? I am going to chain ply it during the live tomorrow. A beer finished the hats. Good job. I think once I finish this, I'm going to go for today, but I'll be back tomorrow at 2 like normal. I'm so excited that I finally finished this dang bat. I have a friend who's just drooling over the yarn. Hello, Katie. This is it. Woohoo! Good night, Jurup. I hope you have a good sleep. Hey, Jessica. It's done. I'm so happy. Were you? Elizabeth said we were all watching with bated breath. I'm glad you spelled it right. I've seen people spell it with an I, and it's like, ew. Amber said, love the feeling when I finally finish a spin. That's 4 whole ounces. And ever since I put it together, Carrie, what was wrong with your woolly winder that you were having this like cone shape? Because I have to put it back together again and fix it. Because I'm getting it now and I never did before. Abir said the best description I have for what I do to myself is a line from a film: the artist creates and the critic destroys. Exactly, Carrie. That's the breath you get after eating fish. I mean, fish would be the best kind of bait, right? Other kinds of bait would be even grosser. Thanks, guys. Carrie said, I don't know. It's been that way since I got it and I haven't fixed it. I'm pretty sure didn't I find a explanation of that? Well, I think I have to send the whole thing in to the Hansons because I messaged them. I'm still having trouble with it stopping after a while, and I think that I could be wrong, but I think the motor might be getting too hot. We've done all the steps that are like troubleshooting, and so they said if we still couldn't figure it out, we would have to send it in. So I think I'm going to have to send it in, and maybe I will just send the whole thing and ask them to look at that too. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the patience. Thank you so much for the patience, in fact. And oh, okay, she said she checked the things. All right. Okay. Mel said, "Yep, have a great day. Eat warm tomatoes out of the garden for me. I had tomatoes for breakfast. But I probably will still have more. So I'll be back tomorrow at 2. And members will get, I think it's going to be on Tuesday, the live bat. And then we're going to talk about, on that, we're going to talk about drafting woolen versus worsted next also. So, but that's going to be down the road a little bit. So, you guys, thank you. I will see you soon. I love you. Bye.